Hi friends, it's Auden, and I missed you very much. I hope you are ready for today's build. Yeah, we're going to be building this modern plant lovers tiny home. I don't really remember if it is tiny, but I don't know if it's within the tiles because there is a lot of platforms. So I am about 99% sure that it is over the tile count for a tiny home. But it is a very small home, and it is built on the mid nowhere lot, which is honestly one of the best lots in the entire game. I almost said world, which is valid too. But I hope that you will like this build. I built this a while ago, not too long ago. It looks like the beginning of April, and it is currently mid-May. So a little while ago, but not too long. I do have much older builds than that. I was editing a build recently that turns out is like a year old. And I've got more than that, but those are, I don't know. We'll get to some of them eventually, but this is going to be the shape of the build. The only additions we add on to this now is a platform, like a deck on the right side of the build, and then a tiny bump out on the back to kind of make the back less flat. There is a pool on this lot, and that we will add near the very end, and I think it looks really cute. But this is going to be where the porch is. I can't remember. I think we keep the trellis of the porch, but am like 90% sure we get rid of the overhang on this platform roof bit. Because it just looked a little weird to me, and I thought that just a flush roof platform would look a little bit better. On the bottom floor, it is a 2-bedroom. Technically, it's 1 bedroom and then like a loft, but we'll call it 2 bedrooms. It is a 2-bedroom house and 1 bathroom. There is an office art studio on the bottom floor, and then the bedroom is on the top floor. It's actually 2 bathrooms. I'm pretty sure we have 2 bathrooms. I think there's one on the first floor and one, like a little one on the top floor as well. I'm pretty sure. Now that I'm like thinking about it, I feel like I add a second bathroom on the top floor because I had a lot of space, and I feel like I added one to kind of take up some of the space. But the color scheme for the outside of the build is going to be black and this rich brown and then a brick. And then we just add a column over here to break up the brick. The concept for this was modern small home for a plant lover. So there is so many plants in this build, and I just had so much fun just going through the catalog and getting to use some plants that I don't use that often or may have never used. And it was just so much fun for me, and I really enjoyed this build. I think I built it in like 2 days, but I don't think it took too long. But I really like it. It is not a limited pack build. It does use a lot of packs, but 95% of my builds do anyway, because I find it fun. But if you have any ideas for any limited pack builds, please let me know what kind of combos of limited packs you'd like. I've also been really wanting to do a Let's Build series of videos because I really miss the era of Sims videos that had Let's Builds. I thought that they were so much fun and I really loved them. So I think I might do that just because I kind of want to. I was going to record one last week because I really wanted to build a very big classic suburban home with a detached garage. But I ended up doing that on my own time and not live. I did record it because I kind of record everything I build, even if I'm only building it for my own entertainment. I still record it because there's been a couple times that I've built something that I really love and I didn't record it, and then I'm sad. So I record almost everything just in case. And I think that that's kind of the smart way to go, possibly. But here you could see we are adding on all of the windows for the exterior. Obviously the windows on the exterior, but all of the windows on the top floor are done first. I really wanted to use a couple of arched windows, so we used this one from, is that Get to Work or Get Together? I honestly can't remember. I'm sorry if you can hear my chair creaking. My mic tends to be very sensitive, and you could hear a lot of background noise. It's not very good at covering the background noise, so if I move, you can hear every movement. So I apologize. On the left side of the build, we're just covering up the big empty walls. Ooh, big empty walls with lots of greenery from cottage living, and I think there's a get together one as well. And then we're kind of working on putting the wallpaper down. I normally cut out adding wallpaper on the inside. I always cut out the wallpaper flooring because it takes me so long and I find it boring. So I always cut it out, but I guess I left it in a little bit here. And then we just added the lights, which I also normally cut out. Why didn't I cut it out this time? I normally just don't record it. I normally just don't record the wallpaper and flooring and putting the lights in, but I guess I did this time. That was an interesting choice on my end. But this part up here at the front of the build is going to be the living room, and then this door here leads to the downstairs bathroom, which ends up being a classic 2x3 bathroom, I believe. And then right there by the stairs is the kitchen. The walled off room is the art room slash office. There's a desk, there's an easel, there's one of those little storage carts from the art kit. But this is where we're going to work first, and it is the living room. We end up with these from the gamer kit, the little Simsy kit, which you can't see this, but while I'm doing the voiceover, I have Lil Simsy's stream on the right side of my, like I have two monitors. On my right monitor, it's Lil Simsy's stream, because she's doing her St. Jude fundraiser right now, and she's live playing Tamagotchi Life, which don't get me started on Tamagotchi Life. I want it so bad, but we're not going to talk about that. So I'm like using little Simsy shells while Simsy's on my other screen. But we get the Dream Home Decorator sectional because I thought it fit really, really well and I really liked it there. And then the camera is going a little bit crazy. Can we quit flying around for a second, Auden? Goodness. These are Home Chef Hustle counters. I thought that they had the right colors and they were modern. I think I keep them. I'm not really sure. Again, I built this a month and a half ago. A little less than a month and a half ago. But they are one of my most used counters. My most used counter is probably the For Rent counters. I think that the colors on those are beautiful. Just so stunning and beautiful. My video just paused and I can't tell what we're doing. I will say, I think it's either this video is partially built with my new monitor or this video and last video. The recordings were built with my old monitor, and then my new used monitor is a different resolution. So the clip at the end where I will show you a tour of the video will be a different resolution. I'm 60% sure. We'll find out when we get there. I should open my game. I do know where this was built. I do remember. But this is the first build I'm doing with the stair update. So I got to put the railing on just one side and I was so excited about it. This is the little entryway. We just get a table with a lamp. I do think I end up changing the lamp because I'm pretty sure I put the lamp mirror. Whoa. I think this is the mirror I end up using in the bathroom, so I think I changed that mirror to a different one so that it wasn't super, super repetitive. But this is, I'm just flying everywhere. Normally I try to focus one room at a time so that the camera isn't so crazy when the recording is played back, but I didn't do that at all here. You can tell so deeply in this build that I have ADHD because I'm getting very distracted. And we have gone from the exterior to the living room to the hallway to the kitchen back to the exterior, and I'm just flying everywhere. Wow. Did I edit this video? Is this just all the clips put together and I didn't edit it and I forgot? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I edited it. I'm pretty sure every single video I struggle saying edited. I think we've done that before. But here I'm just grabbing so many different plants on the outside and the inside so that I can just kind of grab them. I don't think I end up using that big tall plant that's out there. But we will find out. These are one of my most used curtains. I just think they're not really curtains. They're just kind of like macrame wall hangings that you put over a window. I don't think it would give you actually any like privacy or light blocking. I think it just looks pretty and it kind of like makes the wall look nicer, but I think it's okay. Now I'm just grabbing a little plant holder, and I don't remember if I put plants on it now. The shelves here under the TV are not fully cluttered. They're kind of like lightly cluttered. But I think it looked better that way. I think we do keep the ceiling fan. And then I'm just adding a plant over in this corner to kind of add more on this back wall. I thought about adding a window above the couch, but I don't think I do in the end. I think we just keep this painting because it has the right colors and like wood swatches, and I really liked it. I've been using that lamp a lot recently. I've also noticed that I don't use this coffee table because it's really tall, but I kind of thought it worked in that room. I'm not really sure why I like it here, but I don't normally. But now we're just cluttering up the kitchen. This one, I think we keep I say I think a lot, but I'm pretty sure we keep the coffee maker, and then we just add a little light and possibly a painting right here on this wall, but I don't know what painting. I thought about adding that, but it wouldn't have worked. A little coffee painting. That's really cute. I think that's from the kitchen clutter kit. And then we're just gonna lightly clutter, lightly. I don't know how much we clutter it, but we clutter these up. This door here leads to the right side patio that ends up being fenced in, and then there's a way off the patio to a little front yard that's also fenced in. It's more like a side yard, and that has a pool and a little dining table. And I really enjoyed adding the pool. I wasn't sure when I was adding it, but we'll get there in a minute. I did make sure that this fridge was still functional with this shelf here, and it didn't work at first, but then I went and play tested the rest of the build, and when I tried it again, it worked. So if it does not work for you, I would just delete the shelf and the items on it. But it sometimes worked for me, so I just left it. I thought it was cute. I don't really know if I've uploaded this to the gallery yet, but it will be on the gallery if it's not already. You can find it under my name, which is AudynRo, AudynRo, and all that information will also be down below as well. And then we will look at it in game at the end of the video. In lieu of screenshots, we usually do a little tour. So we will do that in a minute. I felt like my voice was getting crunchy, so I had to take a drink. What are you guys drinking for this video today? You should be drinking something. Preferably water, but anything will do. I have a 0 sugar Dr. Pepper and cream, and it's very delicious. So, very crispy. But now we are going on into the art room. There's going to be a desk in this little corner. I don't remember what desk we end up using. I always use the Dream Home Decorator desk and this high school years desk, but I just like them a lot. And I feel like the more you build in The Sims, even if you have all the packs, the more you feel like you don't have enough. Like, I have almost every pack. The only packs I don't have are the recent packs because reasons, obvious reasons. And I'm not really finding that I want them or miss them or feel like I'm missing something. I know in the past I feel like I'm missing something if I don't have a pack, but I don't feel like I'm missing the newer packs. But you can kind of see now the layout of the office. I know that I use this bookshelf a lot, but I like the size of it. But it didn't really work here because it wasn't, I needed more modern bookshelf, and that one was more traditional, I think. So I ended up using the Book Nook ones, which I know I overuse, but they're just perfect and they're so classic looking and simple. And I just think they work in every single build. And then we have piles of books in the corner. And I'm not really sure what this sim does for a job. I think they're just a creative. And mostly I just had plant lover. I just wanted a modern plant. So I'm not really sure what they do for a living. Clearly something maybe with books or painting, or maybe both. Maybe they do both. You never know. But yeah, it's up to interpretation because I just wanted a plant lover modern home. So, and then we're just going to get, I can't remember if we put a mirror or a shelf above the desk. I have no clue. I think we do a mirror, it looks like. And then we just lightly clutter up the desk. And then I think we move on. We do need a rug in here. Hopefully I add a rug. And then I just added more plants because, again, plant lover, need a bunch of plants. I have one plant. Her name is Penelope. And I think she's I don't remember what she is. Some kind of like pothos maybe. But she is the most resilient plant I've ever had. Again, I have ADHD and I just forget about her. And for a while, she was too hard for me to get to because we rearranged our living room and she ended up like trapped behind, like above, she was hanging from the ceiling, but up behind our dogs, our big puppers kennel, and I couldn't get to her. But I finally got to her, trimmed out all the dead parts, and then put her in the kitchen window. And she is actually having new growth. She's got some new little leaves coming in. So I think I saved her. She was very dead, but I think she's okay. So do you have any plants? How many plants do you have? Do you name your plants? Let me know down below. I have so many questions for you today. Feel free to just answer them all or ignore them. But we are just cluttering up the office now. And this office is taking a very long time. This video is a lot longer than I thought it was. We still haven't done the bathrooms. I may have cut the bathrooms out. I've been doing that a lot lately because they just feel very repetitive and boring. And I feel like I don't really do any interesting bathrooms. And if I do an interesting bathroom, I leave it in. But if it's boring or looks like all my other bathrooms, I cut it out. But here we are now fiddling with and struggling with trying to fit a pool in this front side yard thing. I just wasn't sure how to go about it. I wasn't sure what kind of fencing to use, if I wanted to use bushes, if I even wanted a pool. And then I realized I really did. And it was just like a very small spot. A hot tub probably would have been fine. It probably would have worked better and fit better, but I really wanted a pool. I wanted a tiny little pool. I just thought it would be so nice and so cute, and I just wanted it. So I made it work. But we messed with it for a while, and you could see at the beginning of this clip that I cut a bit into it. I cut out a little bit of the struggle, but then I just put it back in. So, and then I thought that maybe I could add another platform here, but you can't have a platform connected to the pool, so that didn't work. So I just put bushes, and then I added a little half wall around the porch so I could have the brick be the wall. I just thought it would look really cute, and it does. And then I can't remember what we're doing next. We still have to do some of the interior, but we have a lot to do on the exterior. I did use a terrain paint here because it just looks weird having it go up to the edge of the lot when it doesn't go up to the edge of the lot, if that makes, you know what I mean? But now it looks like we're possibly doing the balcony, and I think we just do a chess table and then a telescope. And yeah, this is the end of the speed build portion, and now we're gonna hop into the game and I'll show you a little live tour of the finished build, and we will see if it's posted on the gallery and get it on there for you so you can download it if you want. But here we go. Something I'm recalling as I was loading up The Sims at the end of that video was that I forgot to record a couple of very vital parts of this build. So I am very sorry for that. And I will show you the whole build now and you can see the missing bits. So this is the finished build. I think it's so pretty and I just really like it. So this is the front of the build. We have a bunch of planter pots up here, and then this is kind of the more manicured bits of landscaping. I should have put some more of these over here, but I didn't. And then here's like the more classic bits of landscaping that match the areas out here. This is the back of the build. We just have this little bump out and then another one of those planters. And then this is the pool area. And then right here, there's just this little bench with like some water and a book that they were probably just sitting here looking at this and reading, which I think is such a pretty view. And then here we have a dining table. You cannot get to this back chair, but you can get to these two. And I think she could have gotten to that one possibly, but you cannot get to this one. It's just there for the looks. And then here is the side patio. We have a grill, just some cute little decor, some lounge chairs, and of course plants. And then here is the patio, the upper balcony. We just have a telescope and a chess table and then about 100 plants. And then if we go inside, down here is this living room. So pretty. I really like it. I like the that this fan has a light on it, or did I add a light? No, that's the fan has a light, I believe. There's this little table here, an extra pillow, just some various clutter in the shelves, plants everywhere. I used these from one of the, like, not the garden to table one. I can't remember the name of it. And then this little shelf here, which I think is really cute with the little sticky notes. Yeah. Oh, we use this little bamboo that I don't usually use that often. Over here is the entryway. Yeah, I did change that mirror. I knew it. Okay. I don't know if I put a... I don't think I put a, okay, we need to put a... We need a goodness. We need a one of those, and then one of these, and then do we have a smoke detector? Doesn't look like it. We'll just put it right here. Okay. This is the kitchen. Very modern, very open. Shelves over here. I like this little like coffee bar area. I think it's really cute and pretty. Here's the shelf. Again, she could get to the fridge, but if your Sims can't, then I would just delete the shelf with the stuff on it. If you go through this door, this is the office / art studio. This little desk. There's a little cookie jar. Just kind of like, maybe they're writing and they're like stress snacking because they can't, they're like writer blocked or something. I can identify with that. I get writer's block all the time. This little storage thing is really pretty. Another one over there, just some shelves with some clutter. These like bookshelves. And then if you come back out this way and go up the stairs, page up. Hello? There we go. Here is the bedroom that did not get recorded. And I did not realize until I was editing that this did not get recorded. And I don't know how I managed that. Like 200 videos and I don't know what I'm doing still. But this is the bedroom. The only thing that you would not have wanted to see from this is me struggling with which bed to use. But this is the one we ended up with. I almost used the for rent one, but I think this one matches the vibes a little bit better. And then here is the upstairs bathroom, which is very simple, 3x1 bathroom. I just figured it would be nice to have one upstairs. And then downstairs, there is a bigger bathroom. that looks like this. And then this is the floor plan, the first floor. And then the second floor. And that's the whole finished build. If you like it, you can find it on the gallery. I don't know if it's on the gallery yet. We can check. Okay, it is already on the gallery under Plant Lovers Modern Home. So you'll just have to add the burglar alarm and stuff yourself if you would like one. But you can download it right here under my ID. I love you guys so, so much. I hope that you enjoyed this build. And I will see you in the next one, whenever, whenever that is. I'm so sorry. Okay, I love you. I don't know why I'm waving. You can't see me. Bye!